All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the start of the third week of our August monthly progression. And with today, we finished the Support a Creator event, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of you who have used my code throughout the entire month and a half. I just want to say I really do appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully you guys got some cool stuff out of it as well. And I just want to say that when these events go on, I usually don't take sponsors on my videos, and I thought for BDO, since this is my main game, I thought this was like one of the rare times that would actually take an affiliate thing like this. So the fact that a lot of you guys supported me and used my code, I truly do appreciate. And I try to always like keep ads to a minimum on my videos, so that way you guys can actually learn something. And trust me, as a viewer myself and a creator, I understand that ads are, kind of annoying. And so that's why I just keep it on the minimum. So thank you guys once again for supporting me throughout this entire event. It really does mean a lot. And hopefully any money that I get out of that is going back into video production and just making the quality of all my videos even better. So yeah, I don't get a chance to say thanks enough, but yeah, I do truly appreciate it. But with that said, yeah, so we're starting week 3 of our monthly progression. You guys can see everything that's going on. And first and foremost, before we get into like what we've made in game, I just wanted to talk about this as a little recap if you have missed any of my videos. So I took a little screenshot of the videos I uploaded this week, and let's talk about it for a second. So we have these starting from the bottom right all the way to the latest one, which is the top Ash Forest one. So starting from last week, we talked about the new Marnie Realm spots, and as you guys know, they keep implementing like new Marnie Realm areas for new players and everything, which overall I think is a good thing. And we talked about every single spot they added, and I gave you my thoughts and opinions of should you actually grind with the Marnie Realm, is it better without it? And so I think that's something definitely worth looking into. And generally, I guess if you are a casual player and you only grind like 1 hour a day and you just do your Marnie Realm, sure, it's fine. You get to grind in peace, no problems, and so I think that's good. Next one we have is the Crypt of Resting Thoughts, and we tried out that spot. I was actually admittedly using some more defensive artifacts and everything, so I could have boosted my accuracy a little bit higher, but I just wanted to show you what the Marnie Realm looked like for the new area. Well, it's not a new area. Crypt of Resting Thoughts is arguably one of the hardest grind spots in the game that's non-Dekia as of now. And yeah, I just wanted to try that out and show you what it's all about, so that's cool. Next, we have our crystal setup version 3. So every time I make some tweaks on everything, I just try to make a video to show you like what's updated and what I think is important. And so we talked about the new crystals that are going to be implemented into the game in the near future. And I showed you all my crystal setups for both PvP, PvE, and a little bit of life skilling. So I think if you are, I guess, a mid-level player all the way going into endgame and thinking about actually taking your crystals seriously, I think that's something worth watching, and hopefully it's informative and very helpful for you. Next one, we have Baldur's Gate. I know this is not even related to BDO, but we did our co-op playthrough with one of my friends, and yeah, it's pretty fun. You could watch it on her stream as well, and we just did some Baldur's Gate if you like D&D stuff as well. Cool stuff. Next, we have the Monster Zone AP caps that is updated for Dekia. And so basically, if you are taking grinding seriously and you're kind of wondering what should I do and how much AP should I really have with full buffs and everything at certain grind spots, I think that's a video for you. So I've talked about I've made videos on where to grind for silver money, or like silver XP, skill points, and all that stuff. And this one is more for min-maxing. So like it gives you what your effective AP should be, or monster damage should be for grinding a spot. And if you over clear, what are the soft caps? How much more damage do you do if you go over the zone? How to grind more effectively. So I think this is more of a, I wouldn't say it's an end game thing. It's more for like an intermediate to end game level thing, just because we talked about a lot of, stuff like numbers and spreadsheets that beginner players won't really care about. But I think it's definitely something to look into if you are taking grinding a little bit seriously, and you guys can read all about that too. The next thing we have is our weekly boss blitz, and as you guys know, every week the bosses in Land in the Morning Light reset, and we're trying new things. So I just thought I'd take you guys on an adventure with me, and you guys can see how I go about doing the bosses, maybe seeing some of the mechanics. And we just talked about stuff in that video that I wouldn't really talk about in like a normal how-to guide video. So think of it like a podcast with like bosses in the background. I think one of the more popular ones, the videos that we've made this week, is the accessory cups. And as you guys know, for all of you who are transitioning into endgame, you're probably looking to get extra stats on your accessories, right? I talked about which ones should you get and why it's good. So some choices were for PvP, some for PvE. And so overall, I just thought, now that they raised the price with the recent patch and they're actually viable on the market, I thought I would try to help you guys pick the one that works for you, so you don't just waste your money and silver in game to pick one that you realize you don't really actually like. So I would check that one out. It's a pretty good one. And our latest video, as of I think yesterday, we tried out the Ash Forest grind spot in the Marnie realm, and I thought it was all right. I would actually recommend, I've always said this for like my long 1 hour videos, think of it like a podcast where you just listen to it in the background while you're doing whatever. And also, it's kind of one of those things where, you know how when people say, or they post the videos of like, oh, I got so much trash loot an hour, and you're just like, how is that even possible? And then they only have like a 10-minute video or something, and they just multiply like that 10 minutes times 6. Yeah, it doesn't actually work that way all the time. And then people are doing like, they're setting up grinds where it's like you have the best buffs possible. So for example, if you were at like Elvia spots with Oryx and you already have the, what is it, like the wisp light thingy ready to go, and or if you're at Gyfin and you already have the perfect setup just ready, I like to do my hours of like, here, if you were going to go into a spot for the first time, this is what you should expect and how did I go about doing it. So I like to show the full hour just to show realistic drop rates and everything, and hopefully you guys are interested in that. Well, again, just think of it as a podcast as well. We talk about random events during the week that just usually doesn't make it into the main videos. So if you just want to like chill with me and I don't know, just think of it like we're just talking about random things, current events and everything. So I think that's cool. And yeah, that's about this week's videos, and let's get into the stuff that we've been doing in game. So as you guys know, we're grinding Ash Forest throughout August because eventually the goal is to buy a Tet Deboreka, which actually sits on a market at like 100 bill. And our goal is to save up enough Tron stones and slam everything, and hopefully it goes pen by the end of some time. And so yeah, we've been grinding Ash Forest a lot. We currently have 7 necklaces ready to go, and I don't know how many it's gonna take, but like I would really like to just one tap it. That would be nice. And I think I'm gonna make a big enhancing video at some point once I save up enough Debos, and then we have enough money to buy a Tet, and then we have enough Tron stones and everything. So yeah, we're just gonna make a big enhancing video one day and hope for the best. So yeah, that's basically it. In terms of other progression, we've been grinding a lot of the new Marnie Realm spots because I wanted to show you guys and show what kind of tests there are, if it's better or worse. And generally, they're still making more improvements. Like Pearl Abyss is trying to like make the Marnie Realms as equivalent to like non-Marnie Realms as possible. And I talk about how, hey, in Ash Forest, for example, there's a missing pack that is in the open one, but in the Marnie realm, it's just gone. So, yeah, we talk about those kind of things. And overall, what we're doing with our silver is basically we have costumes, and we put an order for a Splendid, so you can just add like another 13.6 to our total. And yeah, we've been saving up enough costumes. We have 71 so far. And yeah, all of that is going to go for our Tet Debo enhancing session day. and hoping for the best for that one. So yeah, fun stuff. And if you guys have any grind spots you guys would like to see me try out, let me know. One that's going in the future is probably going to be the Dekia Thornwood, which now that the crystal event ended is a little bit more scary for me, actually. I believe it ended, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more cautious with that one. And one thing I talked about throughout another video was my thoughts on the crystal process and how I would change it. So let me know what you guys think. We've talked about this in another video, but just for all of you who have never seen it, here's my thoughts on it. So as you guys know, your crystals, if you die, there's a chance for them to break. That's how it is. What I would do is add a durability option, kind of like your standard gear. When you enhance it, if you fail, you lose durability, right? So what I would do is have a crystal with, like, I don't know, 100 durability, and every time you die, you lose like 10% or like 10 or 20 durability. And then when that goes to 0, it doesn't break, but it's just like basically you don't have it or you can't use it until it's charged again. So what you would do to charge it back to full is use the same crystal that, like, you would, if you have duplicate crystals, then you would recharge it back to full. It kind of works the same thing as enhancing, or you could just use memory fragments at a higher level, or just 1-to-1 durability. Just make it the same system, and then I think that would be good. So that way, for all of you who want to try out new spots, right? And you're worried about, oh, I don't want to lose a 5 billion crystal. Well, that way you can die like 5 times or something. And then if your crystal just out of durability, you got to charge it up, but you don't lose it. It feels a lot better. And it's just like, it doesn't oversaturate the market in terms of like the crystals we have already. Cause like, I think that's a good balance. So you still have to charge it, but you don't lose it. And I understand that people are just like, oh, there's going to be crystals and stuff sitting on the market. And trust me when I say I actually look at these pretty regularly. And to the point where I'm just like, which ones do I think are very notable? And a lot of the big ones like these, like, they're not that hard to get. The ones I'm really worried about are for like all the endgame players. You know, these 5 billion silver crystals? If you lose one of these, that's actually very scary. It's not the money that's the problem. I mean, losing 5 bill is like kind of a big setback, but not for me. Like, I'm an endgame player. I can make that in a few hours. It's not a big deal. But for like just the thought of that, it makes people just not want to do it. And so I just think that a durability system would be good. It's not like 1-to-1. Like if you don't lose it, it's like a 5-to-1 kind of ratio or something. So that would still keep the crystal market going, and it just makes players happier and more adventurous to try out new things. So that's one thing that I am going to send as feedback. I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this as well, but as a video partner, we get like more or less a direct connection to Pearl Abyss, so I just wanted to leave that as feedback as well. And yeah, other than that, there's a lot of other events that's been going on. If you haven't caught up with the Sea Palace stuff, we've been doing that as well. It's pretty fun. Is it worth doing multiple times? Not really. I think it's something you just do like once and you're just like, okay, that's cool. And then you keep doing it. But yeah, with that said, that's really all that's been happening throughout the week. Just grinding various different spots. We might do some enhancing in the near future. And today, with the recent patch, they came out with a new thing where if you get all 3 tier 10 horses, you get like a gold title. And then there's this thing where you could put them in like a self-storage and then pull them out at the same time. So that, with that said, one, getting 3 tier 10 horses is very difficult. It's like 100% an endgame project. It costs a lot of silver. Is it really worth it? Not really, but it's one of those things that I figure I will be going for in the future. But the hardest part for me is actually wanting to take the time to combine like billions of silver worth of materials to do a horse attempt, and I'm on like a 4%, and I'm just like, God, this is not fun. It's literally just lighting silver on fire. But anyway, we're gonna do more tier 10 horses attempts in the future. We have to save up materials. We have another 2 attempts waiting to go. The hardest part is getting the mythical feathers, I'm going to be honest. That's the bottleneck for me. And then the Royal Fern Roots, they've increased it throughout the past few months where you get more per week, which is, I think, pretty good. I should probably do some training to get more Flower of Oblivions, but like you can realistically just buy them and then melt them. It's all right, I guess. But that's one of the things I plan on doing throughout the rest of the month as well. More tier 10 horse attempts, more tier 9 horse attempts. What else do we do in enhancing, more grinding, and just overall just like progression. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I wanted to talk about today. And once again, thank you guys so much for all the support. And if you used my code throughout the entire month and you left a comment, I did personally thank you for it. So yeah, once again, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you guys come back. Even though the event's over, I still upload regularly. So hopefully you guys find my videos entertaining and you'll come back and watch more cool stuff. So, yep, that's all. See you guys later. Peace.